Hey guys, welcome back to White River Cinema here in St Austell. We thought we'd pop back over and catch up with Will Burt, manager at WTW Cinemas, because it's been a whole month since we were here last to check in to see what films are coming up and how things are going. Let's go. Oh, I've got me popcorn. Will? Where's he gone? Will?
What are you doing here?
Oh no, we were coming to have a catch up today. I'll get the brush. So back at White River Cinema with Will Burt, the manager. Will, nice to see you again.
And you, Nath, you right?
It's been a good month since we saw you last.
Yeah.
And we were just getting ready to reopen. Mm-hmm. Have things picked up? Are people coming back to the cinema?
They have, yes. Yeah, we had a very good half term. Very popular and done really well with Peter Rabbit too. Proven very popular with all the family, all ages. It's one of those multi-generational films.
Lots of
discussed
laughs.
it before. You have people from the age of 3 up to 103 coming in. So great grandparents and grandparents right down to the young children. So it's lovely to see a film like that. You get the occasional ones that will appeal to all ages. The Peter Rabbit's one, Paddington's the main one.
Yes.
All ages come in for that. And Jurassic Park and Jurassic World series, you often see quite a mixed age for that coming in. So yeah, really good start. It's tailed off a little the last week, but the weather's against us and the football started with the Euros. So people were watching that, and as we're recording this, England are about to face Scotland. So there's going to be iron brew spilt everywhere in the next couple of days, either for good or for bad.
Football on the big screen. I think you might get some takers if you could go down that route.
We've discussed it, we've talked about it, and it is possible. And the issue is that I have now, with when you see them in their fan zones and everyone watching it, that when someone scores, beer goes up in the air. Our concern is that when England inevitably lose on penalties at some point throughout a tournament, that everyone will throw stuff at the screen and damage the screen. So it's an issue we've talked about, thought about, and thought maybe best to avoid at the moment. If we did do it, I think we could sell it on probably family-friendly things, so we wouldn't actually sell alcohol in there. But it would be great, because you'd be in the atmosphere, you'd be with the people, you'd be in the stadium seating, so it'd be like being in the stadium sat there. So it would look good, and the potential is there. It's just, will people behave and not through the...
Maybe. Watch this space.
Yes, yeah.
Watch this space.
I mean, it's too late to do anything now for the Euros, but next year the World Cup, Qatar, is later in the year. It's going to be winter for us, so people aren't probably going to be wanting to sit outside in marquees and in fan zones outside, so that could be one to watch.
And we've said time and time again very much about the audio experience in the cinema on the big screen. So yeah, kind of replicating that stadium feel. We've done it before with some of the live events and some of the concerts that have been filmed and things.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it.
No, it's the next best thing really, to being at the event. The event cinema, the theatres and stuff are brilliant, but we've done some of the music, to take that performances we've done, and if they sell out and you get the proper fans coming in for it and they create an atmosphere, but it's a bit of a tricky one. Some of them want to get up and sing, and others want to just watch it and enjoy it. Yeah, you've got a bit of a mix.
Down
so
in
they all enjoy it. It all works out really well. But that's what you want to create, is that atmosphere when they're watching these live events.
Let's talk about some new films coming up. I've been in and seen a few films since you've reopened.
All the horror films.
Yeah, all the horror films. I do love a good horror film.
You do, yeah. Or a bad horror film.
Or a bad horror film. There's plenty coming up, though, which is quite nice. Now we've kind of settled into the reopening, and the film industry seems to be getting more confident.
Definitely, yes. It's a bit up in the air, some of the dates, but a lot are being confirmed as we speak. And this week we have the release of In the Heights. It's the latest film from Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's done Hamilton.
Musical, this one.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's got real Latin flair, some wonderful set-piece musical moments, set in a little city there, and this whole community get together, and this boy runs a shop, and he's dreaming big and saving all his money and works really hard, and he wants to achieve some greatness, and it's all told through like his song and dance from his perspective, and it would just be organising like big dance sound moments. So yeah, really impressive. So
musicals seem to do quite well over the last few years. We've had the one with Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling.
La La Land, yes.
La La Land, that's the one.
Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, was that a musical?
Ron Ryan. That did really well, didn't it?
It did, yes, yeah.
And of course, The Greatest Showman, big favourite.
That was huge. The word of mouth on that one, that was really good because it started off, the critics weren't great about it, and it was released at Christmas a few years ago. And a few people came in for it, and then they really enjoyed it, and word spread and spread and spread. And it went on for weeks. I think it came out the same numbers as a Star Wars film, and it outlasted that through its popularity, through the amount of people that saw it and really enjoyed it. It was a huge success.
Huge film.
What else we had since Rocket Man, that done well, Bohemian Rhapsody, and carrying on with musicals later in the year is West Side Story. Spielberg's got his hands on doing a version of that. So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, whatever he does always tends to be excellent, to be fair. But I can't recall him attempting a musical to hand.
No.
He's done lots of dramatic stuff and lots of sci-fi, obviously, but musicals, so it'll be interesting, especially when you're remaking such a classic as well. That was an Oscar winner.
Speaking of Spielberg, while we're on the matter, Indiana Jones.
Oh yes,
currently in production. Is he involved with that?
Spielberg?
Because he has been, hasn't he, before?
Yeah. Definitely. I presume he is involved in it. He must be.
Poor
maybe
Harrison
more production.
Ford, bless him. He must be in his hundreds.
His hundreds. I believe, as this goes to air, he's 78, I think. Maybe a little older than that. I'm not sure how much true he's done. Yeah, but I mean, doing those stunts at that age, not sure. But the last film, The Crystal Skull, didn't go down greatly. I think they're trying to pass the baton on to Shia LaBeouf, and we've discussed him before that wasn't a great success, and they've had to go back, bring Harrison Ford into the role, and hopefully take it now onto a new level. But you don't need someone else to take it over. You don't always need to keep doing the same film. You don't need to keep making and remaking it. So hopefully they'll do it justice. I've seen some of the footage and screenshots, and apparently he's fighting the Nazis again, so they're going back to what's done well in the past. So it looks as though it's sticking to its roots, which is what it should be. It's all about historical stuff, isn't it? And the artifacts. And then they went down like alien route in the last one. It was just, no.
Bit bonkers.
Didn't work. Yeah. It was okay. And then at the end, it just really, it was just strange.
Speaking of franchises that keep going, Fast and Furious 9 is on its way.
Yeah.
It's one of those franchises that I kind of love. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, lots of people do. I said, to be honest, I've never seen the whole Fast and Furious film, any of them. I've seen bits and pieces, but I can appreciate their popularity because they have some major stunt scenes. They keep the cast in there, and there's very good cast members. The villains are always well done, and it's such good fun. And it's like being part of the family, getting through this excitement. And yeah, I see the appeal. I see why people really enjoy them. I myself haven't seen a whole one yet. So.
The stunts get more and more ridiculous each film. We've seen things jumping off trains and planes.
Submarine in one.
Submarines. Yeah. Any ideas what's coming up for this one?
No. I mean, we could hazard a guess that.
Wait and see. The space station.
Yeah, I do know that it's Dom is in retirement. I don't know how he can retire from what he does because he's never on the books, is he, I suppose? But he's not active in whatever they get up to. However, one of the villains throughout the series is called Cypher. She's been captured, but then Dom's brother's gone rogue and like heists her off a plane and stuff, and someone else gets kidnapped. So there's a lot of family reference, but there's a few flashbacks as well. So you see how Dom sort of become how he has. So that's an interesting, fleshing out the character backstory. So. Yeah, it looks quite an interesting one.
Looking forward to that one. Any others on the horizon that you're quite excited for?
What do we have there? In the Heights this week, Fast and Furious, and the one to follow that is Black Widow.
Oh, yes.
So Scarlett Johansson returns in the role. So this is set, without too many spoilers, but everyone, if you're a fan of Marvel, should know, so I can't really spoil much, to be honest.
They do that for you.
But we're obviously going back to before the last Avengers Endgame. It's sort of after Civil War, she goes back to her roots. So we find out a bit more about her history. There's lots of hints of what she's done in the past, and not all is good. A bit of a rogue assassin, I think. So we find out that the Black Widow, that's her title, is actually a name bestowed upon the group of them. So she goes back and teams up with some real ones to take on a new villain who is Taskmaster. I don't know a great deal about him, but it's nothing to do with the TV show. So don't expect Greg Davies turning up
Can
wearing
you
a rubber
imagine?
mask. Yeah.
That would be a very strange film.
Alex Horn.
But anything could happen.
Yes,
I'd pay good money to see that, I think.
would-
I love a
yeah,
little Taskmaster.
I know, they like doing their own little films, don't they? So
David
appreciate that.
Harbour in this one as well, I believe, from
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
yeah,
Love
he's
David
got
Harbour.
Rachel Weisz and Florence Pugh, who's doing really well. She was in the Fight of My Family, the wrestling
yes.
story a couple of years ago, and she's in Little Women. So she also did a really terrible film, that Midsummer. Did you watch that? Talking of bad horror films, going back to that.
No, I didn't. Will Poulter was in that, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah.
I really like him, but no, couldn't bring myself to watch that.
That
I'm
was
afraid.
really bizarre.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you had to be.
One to avoid.
Yeah, it was unusual. Again, I saw a couple of minutes of that, and I said, no. That's the trouble working in the cinemas. Everyone says, you get to watch all the films. You don't. You get to see lots of bits and pieces of films. But you very rarely get to see a whole film.
Dare I ask? Bond.
You've done it.
Any updates? Because I'm sure you must get asked every time people come.
Give us a pound. We've
the
set
Bond
up.
jar.
So this is a warning to everyone now. We now have a charity box specifically for James Bond. It's not Daniel Craig's retirement fund. Don't worry, it'll go to a local cause. Everyone that asks us when James Bond is out has to put a pound in the pot. We've decided.
I might have a pound on me. I'll give it to you later.
No, I mean, we're still out there. We've got the posters out the front, so it's inevitable people will ask because it's one of the biggest films on any calendar year. And the fact it's been delayed. I mean, it was initially delayed because Daniel Craig had an injury, so they had to postpone it from its original release date. Then the pandemic release date was put back again. So we've had some new posters coming in, and they have the date of September on the poster.
Oh,
so
sooner than I thought.
we're saying autumn, which covers it, but September should be the release, and hopefully we'll have lesser restrictions so we can have full screens and everyone back in to enjoy 007 back again.
Yeah, that would be really good. Do you think we'll see any spin-offs of the Bond world now that Amazon have just bought MGM, who I think I'm right in saying own the Bond franchise or have the royalties to it?
They do. It'd be tricky to do that. I think Bond's a big feature film, to be honest. They could maybe...
Because we saw it with Taken.
Yeah.
Amazon or Netflix, one of the two, decided to do a Taken spin-off.
Yes, there's lots of spin-offs TV shows, but they don't always work as well, I don't think. They're still lacking a lot of that polishness. The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. So I watched the first series of that. I wasn't impressed.
No.
I was going to avoid the second, but a friend, Lee, watched the second. He said, watch it. The end's really good. You've got to watch it through. So I did, and the second series was improved, but it's still lacking something from that big movie experience. I've noticed that with quite a few of the TV spin-offs that it's just not quite got that polishedness. You know it's a TV thing.
Yeah, it doesn't quite
that it's
translate.
not. Yeah. It's tricky to put your finger on exactly what it is, but it's just something overall that's missing from the TV shows to the big films. What they could do with Bond, I don't think they'll be able to put that into a TV show, but there's obviously other 007s within the franchise, so they might do something on 006, 008, or they may even do something based in the office, a bit like similar to Spooks, I suppose. You could have Moneypenny and M and Q and sort of, because we don't see much about them in the film. It's always just brief snippets and often provide light relief or set the story going. And when they have been involved more in the recent films, certainly, it's been a welcome relief, actually. It's been nice seeing a bit more of them involved. So that might be something they do. Show a bit more.
I'm just picturing some kind of like Office TV series style for like The Office.
Yes.
So you've got Helen in accounts trying to track out what Bond's been spending his money on.
Get Ricky Gervais to take over as M.
You can have that one, Jeff, if you're watching.
Yes.
Speaking of Star Wars, tedious link, you've got some Star Wars characters coming into the cinema soon.
We do. We don't know the Star Wars people.
Sorry, the actual people from Star Wars.
Yes, take it very seriously.
What's that about?
So we've worked with them before, Force for Charity, and they always join us when we have a Star Wars film out, and they'll come in for the day dressed up and welcome it. Not dressed up, they come in for the day, say hello to everyone, have pictures taken, and they'll raise money for the charities that they support. Unfortunately, there's no Star Wars films due out for a while, and we've missed them, so we said we're just going to do a fun day on July the 17th, and they're going to join us in the afternoon and just meet and greet. We'll have a bit of fun there. I think you guys might be joining us as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We're going to tag along.
Yes, do any broadcasting stuff. I'm not sure what we can do on a Saturday, so just going to have a fun day, dress up, take some pictures. Hopefully the sun is shining a little bit so they can go outside, but not too much so people want to come to the cinema. So you do that fine line in between.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yes, yeah. So that'll be a good fun day. So we'll put more details on our socials a couple of weeks before to expect them and hopefully have a bit of a clearer time. Because they come from different areas. They'll say, oh, they'll be here in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Some travel from Plymouth and down west and also. Yeah.
Darth Vader lives in Plymouth, you heard it here.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going to live anywhere, it probably would be Plymouth, wouldn't it?
Speaking of the social media and website, a great place to stay up to date with all the film news and times, and of course things like vouchers as well.
Yes, yeah, we've got our gift vouchers still going, so they're always very popular and a welcome gift for anyone that wants to visit the cinema. And we're often doing gift card competitions with yourselves as well.
Yes.
So that's going to be ongoing. There was one running. I'm not sure if that's finishing.
Just coming to the end. Just have to announce the winner, I think, as you guys watch this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there'll be a new one the week after. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So at This Is Chaos UK on our social, keep an eye on there. For the question, and your chance to win vouchers for WTW Cinemas. And I think you said that you guys have extended them. If people had them previously, they've been gifted them. Of course, the cinema have been closed for a bit.
Yes, yeah, we automatically extended everyone's by 12 months. If you want to check any further, just ping us an email with your code and we can check it and extend it further if required. So yeah, everyone that's had one in the last couple of years has had the further 12 months put on, so plenty of time to get in and watch films. It should cover coming in to watch James Bond later in the year.
Enough for your popcorn.
At the very least, yes, yeah.
And I guess finally, we've been filming some gaming that's been taking place here in the cinema today.
Yeah,
so
lots of excitement.
A little bit more hopefully coming soon, but stay tuned for Chaos TV for that, because Pat and Pudge have been playing some games on the big screen, which is pretty epic.
Yeah, I don't know if Pudge is ever going to recover from it, to be fair.
Well, we'll find out.
Never seen him move so much, have you? Up and down those stairs. Very exciting. But the look on his face when he went in and saw Mario on the big screen, you can't. It's like Christmas Day. It was.
Yeah.
Should have had a camera to take a picture of that. So.
Yeah. Stay tuned. More of that coming up. Well, pleasure to catch up with you again. We'll pop back and visit you real soon. Wow. And sorry about the popcorn incident earlier.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I had to change my clothes, but that's fine.
Until next time. Thanks, Will.
Popcorn drink. See you later.